That countdown seemed longer than normal. Anyway, but welcome to Snark Marks. We're a very funny podcast out of Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey.
Follow us on all the stuff at Snark Marks Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Dusty's at Snark Mark D on Twitter and on Instagram, but good luck finding anything on there. I'm at Andrew Idell on Instagram. Like the YouTube video. I'm not going to feign anger anymore. I don't know if that's working, so we're going to be good cop. I would really appreciate it if you did that. You know what I mean?
A little bit of earnestness.
Yeah, there's definitely not a knife under the camera, but
yeah,
we need you guys to do that. So
how refreshing.
Yeah, how you doing, Dusty?
Things are going well, man. I'm on vacation this week. We have plans. The Snark Marks are hitting the road.
We are hitting the road. We're doing live shows.
That's right. Come to a city / bar near you, then you'll be able to hear the Snark. Actually, at any point in time at a bar near you that we were both at, you could have pretty much heard the Snark Marks podcast.
Yeah, or in the break room at the bank we worked at. I tried, and because this isn't going to happen, I just want to let you guys know our 200th episode's coming up in like 30 episodes, so it's in like 7 months or something like that. I wanted us to do the 200th episode in the break room of the bank that we used to work at. But I don't think that's going to work out. I don't think he's going to let us do that.
You know, the man's ambition must reach beyond his grasp. But I think in that case, we might be going too far. There is no, we plan to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing.
Do you
think that's what he was talking about?
And do the Snark Marks podcast in the break room.
When did you realize that Mayor Quimby was just a exaggerated John F. Kennedy? Because I don't
know when, but I think I noticed as a kid.
Yeah, I was like, this guy talks funny. That's funny. I understand that. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, they're also doing a thing.
Yeah, that was kind of the. That was the politician's voice for me when I was a kid, and I don't know if it's because of JFK or because of Quimby. So. I'm not sure entirely, but Mayor Quimby, top shelf in the rafters character.
Yeah, that's whenever he's seen coming out of the burlesque house, he's like, that could be anybody's sash. He has a sash that says Mayor across it. And then Barney comes out, and everyone comes out, and all their significant others yell.
Oh yeah, and then Mo. So Barney walks out, and Mo goes, "Oh, Barney!" There's nobody yelling for Barney. That's great.
That's great work. Right. Now, Andrew, you let me know the other day. Very exciting news that you got tickets to a stand-up comedy show, which is an art form that you and I very much enjoy.
Yeah. You know, it's some would say it's a lost art. You can't be funny anymore. You know what I mean?
It's where the last truth tellers live.
Yeah,
really.
It's the modern day philosophers. But I got to see last night with Mary, Brian Regan, one of the greatest stand-up comedians to ever live.
And have you seen Regan before?
No, it was my first time. He's like, there's a short list of people that I need to see. Regan, Burr, I haven't seen Chappelle. There's a few others, but Regan was one that he's 66. I didn't know how old he was, but it makes sense because of how long he's been around. He's been doing it for like 35 years or something like that. So probably longer than that, actually. He's 66. He's probably been doing it for over 40 years. And Regan's a very interesting guy because what he does generally is considered hack by modern respected comedians. He's from a very old form. A lot of facial expressions, a lot of act-em-outs, a lot of stuff like that. He's not filthy at all. The worst he'll say is hell, like what the hell's going on, that type of stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, Norm Macdonald called him the funniest man in the world.
That's high praise.
He's one of the few people, because I think Norm Macdonald's the funniest person who ever existed.
Right.
But there is nobody who does what he does has the respect of his peers except for him. He is almost like Weird Al, where Weird Al is like the only parody guy that I respect for the most part.
Right.
I haven't heard a parody guy where I used to really like Stephen Lynch he's not a parody guy, but even now I look back on some of his stuff and I'm like, okay, it's not as good as I thought it was. But some of his stuff is still funny.
I will tell you, damn, that's an ugly baby. Still funny.
Very funny. God damn, that's an ugly ass baby. I still think about that every once in a while.
Craig Christ is pretty
Christ
good.
Is funny. Yeah, Craig Christ is funny.
Stephen Lynch was the dude that got like, it was sort of like a Dane Cook thing. Like he got passed around in like the early 2000s, where it's like if you had an alternative tilt to your comedy at all, or you thought sort of odd things were funny, everybody was like, you got to listen to Stephen Lynch, dude.
Yeah, and it's good. Like it's not the gold I thought it was, but even like his D&D song's pretty funny. But I think you're a Nazi. So he is some of that, but it's still like it still feels hack, even though it's like pretty well written. But like with Regan, it's like he does what Red Skelton did. He does what all these guys back in the day used to do, and that's the comedy that I grew up watching. Was like I was telling Mary about it yesterday, where like I was a young comedy fan. I was obsessed with comedy when I was 12 at that point, but I'd been obsessed with comedy since I was a kid. You know, times in I don't want to get dark, but times in the hospital, like I would just be watching. I remember I was 8 years old and I had just had major stomach surgery, and the nurses walked in and they couldn't believe that me and my family were sitting around watching Mama's Family and the Carol Burnett show, because that's what I liked, and we had to turn it off because laughing hurt my incision too bad.
Papa, my stomach hurts. Can we please watch the Don Rickles roast?
Yeah, do we please? Do you have Private Eyes with Don Knotts and Tim Conway? So I was obsessed with that stuff, but I was a little Christian boy. So like my parents, like obviously I'm not watching Richard Pryor or George Carlin or any of that stuff. And my youth pastor was like, "Oh, you like comedy? Have you ever heard of Brian Regan?" And I was like, "No." And he burned a CD for me and gave it to me, and which is stealing for a pastor. Very interesting.
That's very true. Yeah.
It completely transformed everything. I was like, "There's a guy now who does this." Like it was Brian Regan live. I know it's on Tidal. It's probably on Spotify. Still one of the greatest stand-up specials of all time, in my opinion. And it's the one with the U2 joke and all that stuff. U2, that one. Yeah. So Brian Regan has always had a special place in my heart for a long time, and he's a guy that like I can turn people onto and not worry about them thinking less of me as a human being for being like, "Hey, Doug Stanhope's my favorite comedian. You want to check him out?" Right. He's got a great bit about his mom's suicide. You know, so like Regan is the most like as widely beloved as a comic can be in terms of like, because you've got your Foxworthy, but Foxworthy doesn't hit everybody, you know, and like Regan hits everybody. I don't know. I'm sure they exist, but I've never met somebody who's seen Brian Regan and been like, "Nah, I don't really like that guy." So what were you gonna say?
And how was the show?
It was good. It was good. There were two interesting things about the show. He grew a beard. He has a beard that is
interesting. Yeah. I don't know that I can make that math work in my head.
Yeah, if you look at his Instagram, he finally today released a video of him in a beard, and it's a little jarring. Like it is a well manicured Santa beard. He looks like right when Scott Calvin from the Santa Claus starts realizing that he's turning into Santa, mixed with a little like hipstery like I don't know. It's interesting. He looks good. But he is he's a comedian that relies very heavily on his facial expressions. So that was interesting. And then he was very clearly also working on material. So like a lot of what Regan's really good at is these like long form, like he has some good one-liners and stuff, but he has like a chunk. He works in chunks. There's guys who work in stories. There's guys who work in one-liners. There's guys who work in, I guess, bits, but like bits kind of are chunks. But he has good, like probably in an hour special, he has 6 or 7 chunks, right? Right. He had a lot of shorter ideas yesterday. You could tell he was working things out, but some of them are just absolute gold. And like he opened up with this joke about taking pictures on a cruise ship and the weird like positions that they were having him stand in and having him stand up, and he's like, how was I walking in? And he's like walking like a gremlin, take a picture, and it was very funny. He has a joke about or trying to order 2 biscuits at KFC and then finding out that one order of biscuits is 2 biscuits, and then it causing a bunch of confusion. And he's like, what situation would turn into me having an even number of biscuits? Like the way that he, the way he talks. Right. And it was great. It was great. It wasn't his A material. The beard was a little off-putting just because you don't see his face, and he's so good with his face. But it was Brian Regan, man. He's Master Yoda. He was wholly like totally working out his material. He also had the shortest encore I've ever seen in my life. He was like, you guys have been great. Thank you very much. Have a great night. And everybody gave him like kind of a standing ovation. And his opener comes out and goes, hey, give it up for Brian Regan one more time. And everybody cheers. And he's like, you guys want to see more Brian? All right, let's bring him back out. Brian Regan. It was like a 20-second encore, and he comes right back out.
Oh, you mean like the time between? You know what? I appreciate that. As we've talked about on this podcast, like, don't do whatever. Either like I guess maybe you're going back. If it's a band, you're going backstage to grab some water. You're changing your shirt, maybe. Yeah, you're doing cocaine, checking to make sure that everything's set up for the after party. Like, don't make me wait 10 minutes to come out and play like 3 more songs. Just we all know we know the dance. Fine, let's do the dance, but like hurry up, dude. I got to go do stuff.
Yeah, so I think I was wondering if maybe he has his opener read the audience, then he goes out and works on some more material, or what happens. But I think what it is I mean, I'm sure because Brian Regan is special to a lot of people. Like, he's been around forever. Like, there were it was a lot of old people in the crowd. Like, and I think especially now that he's getting a little bit older, he's probably noticing that people don't want him to leave the first time he leaves. Right. And they stick around and all that stuff. So he just does a real quick encore just to let them know, hey, no, this is the time that I'm leaving, Right. And when he came out, when he came back out, he did a really good chunk on airplanes, like airplane etiquette.
What's
stuff
the
like
deal
that.
with the food?
Yeah, no. Like airplane etiquette. Like he had a joke. He's like, if you board an airplane with a backpack on, just know that that backpack is hitting people in the face. And he like acted that out for a while. It was really funny. And it was wonderful. It wasn't. I'd be lying if I said it was his A material or it was polished, but he acknowledged multiple times. That's what I was telling Mary. It's like he's so good, and his comedy lends itself to he's really good at if a premise doesn't quite work, he gets out of it with commenting on the fact that the premise didn't quite work. He's just so good at that. And
if the big thing, which I'm not spilling any news to you, and for listeners to this podcast, maybe not either, but like the big trend now, and comedians I listen to on podcasts and stuff are talking about, like a comedian I really like named David Bory just put out his special on Patreon, which is where most of this stuff goes now. And it's really funny, and it's a really good hour. And then he's talking about now he's going back out on the road, but he's retired that hour of material. So he's not doing those jokes anymore. So he's like, honestly, come see me in about 6 months, because the hour isn't where it's supposed to be right now, but you have to go out to workshop the material. And most comedians now don't just keep doing their bits. And
you can't. That. Yeah, you can't. And I was talking to Mary about it, because like
once it's on TV, it's dead. You can't expect people to pay to see the same thing that they saw on the Tonight Show or whatever.
Yeah, and a guy like Regan isn't going to live in LA and do the store for $17 a set 5 times a week to work out his material. He's going to lose out on a year of work, and he works in theaters. Like that is Brian Regan is a theater comedian. So like he's going to go out on the road hit the theaters and work out his material. So like I'm sure it's a scary thing to do, and at times he doesn't feel great about it, because there are times he never bombs. Brian Regan, I think, at this point, it's impossible for him to bomb unless people don't speak his language. But even then, he could just make his faces and be fine. But like, it's got to be a daunting thing. And unfortunately, the theater wasn't full. It was like maybe 2/3 full. Like they were comping people from the balcony to go down, and it was the first day of the Kern County Fair. That might have affected it, but also like a guy like Regan, he's not in the lexicon right now. I'm not saying he's irrelevant, because in comedy he's a titan. He's literally like he's on like maybe my Mount Rushmore, but like he's a lot fewer people know about him than should know about him, especially comedy fans nowadays, because they love the Tom Segura's and the Rogan guys, and like all of the Burt Kreischer selling out everywhere, and Shane Gillis is genuinely fucking really good. Like Shane Gillis is like it's crazy how he was the guy who lost out on SNL, and that could have just been what he was. But he's so talented, and his podcast is really good. His stand-up is phenomenal. His sketch comedy work is really good. I watched a few episodes of Tires and thought it was funny. It's not something I'm always going to stick to because I don't watch shit like that really, but I thought it was funny. But that's what people like nowadays. That's what sells out arenas. But Brian Regan is like I said before, he's like Master Yoda. Like he is the guy. So it sucks to see him not sell tickets.
Yeah, and he's going for a different angle, and I wonder, I mean, I'm sure the people who book these things know what they're doing, but I wonder when the last time he came through was, versus like when the last time he might have had a special or something that people remembered. Because again, it is a thing. Like I watched on your recommendation, I think I watched Brian Regan live, and it's like, oh, I'm a fan of this dude for life now. Like that's so funny. Oh, Storm,
there's a kitty.
Storm
fat
in the back.
Kitty.
Oh man,
I'm gonna meet Storm tomorrow.
Yeah, she's the best.
Give her so many kisses.
But yeah, it's not the kind of thing where he's just gonna explode. She doesn't know what to do.
It looks like she emerged from your ass.
Yeah, she's on.
She's out of breath.
Yeah, it's just an interesting and this is a whole nother podcast that ironically would not be very funny. The state of comedy is in a weird place, and like there's a lot of good people doing work, and there's just a whole other group of people that are the ones getting all the pub, and that's
it's like there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of people who like blow up on TikTok, and they're way too early in their career to start selling tickets the way that they're selling tickets, and to start putting out specials. And you can't say no to that money.
Right. So, I wouldn't begrudge anybody. Take the bag all day long. Like, and I think like Kill Tony is like the huge thing right now. And it's good for Tony Hinchcliffe because that guy has been grinding for years, and that guy is very funny.
I fucking love Kill Tony, dude. I watch every episode.
Right. It's the thing right now. But part of it is like, the schadenfreude or the like embarrassment by proxy of like guys that get up there and bomb, or people who are terrible. It's kind of like the acceptable way to roast people now. Yeah, because roasts are kind of dead in the water. Like even the Tom Brady thing, like it got a lot of headlines, but like that format isn't as popular as it was, and this is like sort of the version of it that you can do now.
Yeah, I think Jeff Ross has cancer, by the way.
He lost a lot of weight. I know
they kind of alluded. He said that he hadn't been on stage, and he was on one of the most recent Kill Tonys actually, because they just did Madison Square Garden twice, by the way.
Wow.
And they had a Legends bucket, which was really cool. They like Andrew Dice Clay went up there and did his thing, and Jim Norton was Jim Norton went up both nights. Jim Norton's set on the second night was maybe the best Jim Norton set I've ever heard. It was so good, and they had like even like Joe DeRosa and like certain guys that are famous but aren't like, right, super huge. Might be
stretching the credulity of the word legend.
Yeah, but he did well. They had Big J Okerson. He did really well too. Mm-hmm. And like they had but anyway, Jeff Ross went up there, and he was like, he said this is the first time he had been on stage in months because he's going through a health thing. And then he made a joke like a minute later where he's like, they took the tumor out of my colon and put it, I can't remember what he said, but so I'm wondering if he had a little bit of a slip there and he has cancer, which would suck. I mean, I think I hate the Roastmaster General thing because we've talked about it before. He's always like the fourth best guy on every roast. He's never like the best guy. Usually like they bring in a Jesselnick or like Nikki Glazer or somebody steals the roast, you know, but yeah, dude, it was really cool to see Brian Regan. I'm so glad I went. I will be seeing Bill Burr in November in his weird Central Valley tour that he's doing right now. I mean, in November, like he's going to Ojai, but he's also going to like Fresno, Bakersfield, Visalia, Modesto, and Sacramento.
He must be getting analytics saying that he's doing huge numbers in those areas.
Everybody loves Bill Burr, man. So I don't know.
The Fox Theater is in Visalia, which I assume is where he's playing, is very small.
Is it really? Like, I went to I saw George Thorogood there, and I did because I was talking to Mary about it yesterday. I don't remember it being small, but I believe you. You've probably been there more recently than I.
Well, I guess small compared, like, you know, it's not a theater sized that I remember because they don't show movies there anymore. Occasionally they will. That's where I went and saw Dwight Yoakam. Hell of a show.
Hell yeah.
I got to go for free. I even got to quote unquote meet and greet Dwight Yoakam, which consisted of me standing next to Dwight Yoakam, not touching him, and then we took a picture that got sent to my email.
Did you say was it on or off the podcast where you talked about the signs that he put all over the place?
It was off.
Can you say just say what the sign said?
The sign said Dwight don't share. Meaning that like if you're also on the stage, that Dwight's shit is Dwight's.
Don't use Dwight's shit.
Yeah, because the dude,
so funny, dude.
The dude's he's an old cantankerous man, you know?
That's great. I love cantankerous men.
I actually saw him twice that tour, and the second time I saw him, same show as the first show. They played the exact same songs. Still a great show.
Play what you need to play. Yeah. You know what I mean? Play and that actually leads us pretty well into our next segment, unless you have more to say.
I was going to say what's interesting is we were talking about comedy and how the idea of a stand-up comedian, because that's what they used to do. You used to have your act that was like an hour of your solid material, and you would just tour that shit till you died. Like, you didn't have to write new jokes, and you could if you wanted to, but you always had like, here's the stuff I do. And I can always do it because there's not internet and there's not a huge amount of TV exposure or whatever. Like, you can have a special on HBO, but not everybody's going to see that special. So Chris Rock doesn't have to retire all of his bits, right?
Yeah.
But now they do because of TikTok, and that's why you see so much crowd work as people's clips, because they don't want to give away their jokes, because then what are you paying to go see them do? But what's funny is the opposite is true if you're talking about live music. Like, when I go see a band, not that I'd be mad if I went and saw a comedian and they just did the greatest hits. Like, I guess that's fine. I actually haven't ever really been to like a proper comedy show to be able to judge that. But like, when I go see a band, I have a list in my head of like, man, I hope they play this fucking song because that's my song. The opposite's true. When they're like, all right, we're going to play a new one. Boo. I don't want to hear some new ass song that I don't know. I only want to hear songs I know.
Yeah, I'm not excited to watch Green Day play Bobby Sox tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're going to play it. And it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I give half a shit about it. But with comedy, it's like knowing the magician's trick and then having him do the magic trick for you. Like,
yeah, I guess with comedy, it's not, you don't want to see the, I don't know, you don't want to see the behind the curtain of it. You don't want to anticipate the beats.
Well,
right?
Yeah, it's the beauty in comedy is surprise. Like, that's the biggest. You didn't see it going that direction most of the time. Like, that's what kills me when I watch stand up. A lot of the time, not always. There's still some guys out there that just transcend this, but like, as a guy who's watched it so much in his life and did it for a while and has spent so much time trying to be funny, I usually know I pretty frequently know what the punchline's going to be 10 seconds into the joke. and it drives me nuts. And it's not the comedian's fault. It's like I go back to magicians. Magicians don't watch magic the same way that civilians do, and so it's like there's a surprise in comedy that is inherent in every joke, and that's why something's funny. It's because it's surprising if you really whittle it down to almost everything, and it's no longer surprising if you tell the joke again. Like there's nothing fun about, like, I've told you jokes that, like, I'll go back and watch old stand-up specials. Like, it's there, it's still funny, you know what I mean? But it's not the same as hearing a song together, because you sing the song. Like, I'm gonna be singing my balls off tomorrow when we're in San Francisco.
Yeah, like, or Orenthal the Bus Driver and Murderer is always funny.
It's always going to be funny.
Always going to be funny. But there is sort of a, like, okay, now I'm familiar with and musicians, like, even as a musician, like, watching somebody be able to pull it off and play the things live is a different experience, and it feels more, I don't know if it feels more communal. Maybe to me it does, because like you said, all of us tomorrow are going to be singing these songs.
Yeah.
You know, because we know all of them. But, like, I want to see how Trey Cool does those fills in Burnout. I want to see that.
It's a total participation thing. You know, It's like you're supposed to participate at bands, because that's the communal nature of it. The communal nature of comedy is laughter. You guys all laugh together, and you're not going to laugh as much if you've heard the joke already. Right. But you'll sing louder every time you hear a song that you're familiar with. So, like, that's the difference. But
well, music's just different too, because, like, you think about memories you have of a song. I don't have any memories really tied to, like, oh man, the first time I saw Killing 'Em Softly, shit, I was like,
see, that's where we differ. But
maybe.
It is. I do understand the difference that you're pointing out.
The stand-up doesn't remind me of a girl who I wished I'd asked out. You know, that's but yeah, we're going tomorrow. Andrew and I and my wife to see my wife. Every time, dude. It goes in my head every time. I haven't been saying it lately, but every time. Just be assured, anytime I don't say it, it's in there anyway.
It's in my head,
to see the Linda Lindas, Rancid, the Smashing Pumpkins, and Green Day.
Too many bands. There's almost a festival.
Quite a lineup. I think we're getting a very little Linda Lindas, a little bit more Rancid, a fair amount of Smashing Pumpkins, and then a lot of Green Day.
I looked up a Smashing Pumpkins, a recent Smashing Pumpkins set list. I'm staying away from the Green Day set list.
Yeah.
Because I know they're going to play Dookie. I know they're going to play American Idiot. I'm sure they're going to play a song off the new album. I'm really hoping they play something for Kerplunk, but I want to be surprised by the non-album songs that they play. But I looked up a Smashing Pumpkins set list, and it was all killer, no filler. It was the bangers. That's
what I'm excited about, because I know I've listened to the majority of the Smashing Pumpkins records, but I don't know those songs the way I know the radio hits. And it'd still be great to see them play anyway. But I'm hoping that they play enough of the songs that I know to really feel the experience.
Yeah, I don't know exactly the songs that you know, but I could probably guess a lot of the songs that you know, and they are really, like, it's like they're seeing what Green Day's doing, and they're going, all right, we'll play what everybody wants to hear.
Yeah.
So, like,
and
you'll hear, obviously, Bill with Butterfly Wings, 1979. You'll hear Doomsday Clock, which is a great song. Shara Brock, like, they are just playing the bangers, unless they completely change it. But
well, I looked at the Rancid set list, because I'm very invested in Rancid at this gig, and it looks like, you know, they're playing all the stuff I would really want them to play. Plus, since it's a hometown show, I had messaged you about this. I'm holding out the smallest amount of hope. If it doesn't happen, not a big deal. I'm not hedging my bets on it. I am hoping that they play an Operation Ivy song or two, because Jesse Michaels and Tim and Matt from Rancid were all from the East Bay together. That would be very cool if that were to happen. If it doesn't happen, that's also fine.
Is that the East Bay?
That's the East Bay.
Like Oakland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're all from Oakland.
Yeah.
Them and Green Day, you know, and Green Day.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing, because every show Green Day plays Knowledge by Operation Ivy. So I wonder if they're bringing Tim out for any of that, or what's going on.
What might be a cool hometown surprise is what I'm hoping for. Like,
and if you're out there listening right now, the show happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So, or 2 days ago. So go ahead.
We'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know next week. But also, you
Yeah.
can go see what they played right the fuck now.
Yeah. If
So,
they play Sound System, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
all right.
Let's hope that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, Green Day's doing so. What do you prefer? Because you've been to a fair number of concerts. I've been to quite a few concerts. Do you like the idea of knowing going in exactly what the band is playing?
It depends. If it's a band that I'm not as familiar with, I'll look at the set list. Because I will. I want to, if I never end up doing it, but I always plan on familiarizing myself a little bit more, right?
Right.
When it's a band that I know really well, I generally don't look at the set list.
Right.
I saw Blink this year and last year. The first show they played everything you want to hear. It was incredible. The second show was a lot of like more niche songs, and I saw that one coming because I was going with a friend who'd never been to a Blink show before, so I was like, I wanted to look up the set list and tell them what they were going to play. And Mary was going to come, and I wanted to tell Mary what to listen to and all that stuff. And I knew it was coming. I'm like, dude, you might not know a lot of these songs. I ended up knowing more than I thought I did by just reading the titles. But with Green Day, I'm not looking intentionally. I want to, like, if they start playing Minority, I want to be stoked. Oh shit, they're playing this song. Like that's that feeling at concerts. And I'm sure you'll agree with that. Like when you're not expecting a certain song and they start playing a certain song, like when I went and saw Paul McCartney, it was the first show on his tour. He started his tour in Fresno. So there was nothing to look at.
Right.
And he opened with Hard Day's Night, which he hadn't played since the Beatles were still together.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was the first time that song had been sung in live in 50 years. So that stuff, that oh my God, I can't believe they're playing this feeling is worth not looking at the beginning, in my opinion.
Yeah, it depends. Like you said, there are times like I've given up. Like if I go see an old guy, like when I went and saw Bob Dylan, I had to make peace with the idea that like, okay, there are so many Bob Dylan songs. Yeah. He's probably not going to get through 12 of these songs. Probably.
And he sounds like Patty and Selma now.
Right. And it's like 12 of those songs are great, are good enough for me, but I'm probably not going to get any of the songs that I really care about. Cause that's mostly like early Dylan stuff that I really, really like. But he played It's All Right, Mom, Only Bleeding.
I was going to ask if he played that song.
Which is my favorite Bob Dylan song. And I was like, yes, all right. Other than that, you play Mr. Tambourine Man if you want. But like, I'm just vibing to the idea that I'm in the same building as Bob Dylan, right?
Yeah. It's cool. Taylor Swift does a thing where she plays like a secret song every time. Like she plays a song that like, and when Kai went, she was like, God, I hope she plays this song. And Taylor played the specific song that Kai wanted her to play, which is pretty magical. It's actually the set from the movie, the Eras Tour thing. So,
because they filmed it at SoFi. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a really cool wrinkle to like add a different song every time. I wish more bands would do something like that. But yeah, I'm excited to see what non-Dookie American Idiot songs they play tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm imagining it's probably going to be, they might get through 3 or 4. Like, there might be a palate cleanser. Between Dookie and American Idiot, they might play a couple or 2 or 3 of the other songs. Because it's a long set, dude.
Yeah, I can't remember how they're doing it. I can't remember, because I did peek at a set list before I knew I was going. And I can't remember. I think they do the extra songs after American Idiot, okay. But I can't remember if they do them between. They might change
the set too, like the background set.
Yeah, I know they definitely do that. Like I've seen some videos, and this is gonna, and especially the venue is beautiful. Like that ballpark, I've never been to it, but it's highly regarded as one of the prettiest sports places. What is it? Right.
Stadium, I think is the word you're looking for.
But like it's including stadiums and arenas and all that stuff in American sports. Like it's
one of the best sport towns.
You got the bay right over the right field fence. Like we might be able to see. Well, it's going to be dark, but we might be able to see. Yeah, we're gonna see. I don't know if you can actually, because we're pretty high up on the thing. We might be able to see over the fence. That would be really cool. A really cool backdrop for the show. So. Yeah, I'm excited, but I think you were going to ask a question before.
Well, yeah, the other part of it is like,
This is the least funny episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Do you think that like the anniversary tour sets, like, does that excite you more than if you were just going to see Green Day and you had no idea what they were playing, or they're like, hey, we're playing all the songs from Dookie for sure? Because I've done both.
Yeah, me too. Since I've seen Green Day, their American Idiot set, and you saw that tour too, was the set. Like, it was. Yeah. There was enough of American Idiot, but there was also Dookie. They played Jason Andrew Relva when I went. They played Hitchin' a Ride, the King for a Day, like all that stuff. So like, I've seen the fun, wide ranging Green Day set. So if you would have asked me, hey, you can have a Green Day set where they just like play they pick around, they pick their own set list, all that stuff, or they'll play Dookie and American Idiot front to back. I would have picked the latter. I would have picked the Dookie and American Idiot. I think it's very case specific, but yeah, I'm really excited for this because I know both of those albums front to back. I love every song on both of those albums. They're very formative albums for me. I saw Brian Wilson play Pet Sounds from beginning to end, and that was like one of the most incredible experiences. So like, I think this is gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I want to see Pulling Teeth. I forgot about Pulling Teeth, the Green Day song. It's currently at the top of the list of songs that I'm most excited to see.
I think it's the song. One of the songs on Dookie, Mike Dirnt wrote. Did you know that?
I don't think I did know that.
I think it's not the Wasting Your Time one. It's, let me 1 second.
She will be a lot of fun. I don't remember if they played She when I saw them.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, but I love that song. Like,
yeah, it's one of my favorite Green Day songs for sure.
I did that. I went and saw Say Anything, who's another pop punk band that I really, really like. And they did 2 nights where they played the first 3 albums, because the second album's a double album. They played those all the way through each night. And I've seen Say Anything like 3 or 4 times. So it was fun to just, because I'm like, well, they're never going to play the Hangover song in a regular set, because it's like 1.5 minutes long and no one cares about it but me, but I really like it. So it'll be fun to know that they're going to play that. You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
like,
that's a big thing about it. You'll hear songs that you would have never otherwise heard. Like, we're going to hear What's Her Name.
Yeah.
From American Idiot. By the way, it's Emenius Sleepus is the one that Mike Dirnt wrote. The one that's it wasn't long ago that I was just like you. Now I think I'm sick and I want to go home.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool and it's like right in the style of it, and like it's not like a departure from the style of the album. It's cool that he wrote it.
Yeah. So that leads us to the other part, which is your dad recently went to a concert. Surprising for your dad that he attended this particular concert, at least given the man that I know him to be. But he
attended it the day after going to Fools in Love Festival in LA with Lionel Richie and Diana Ross and Santana.
What a swing, you know.
Yeah.
A man with many layers, you know. You can't pigeonhole the old Rickster. So he went and saw Metallica.
He did.
Also from the East Bay. And he told you that they didn't play Master of Puppets.
Yeah, well, he didn't tell me that because he didn't know Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
While I was on the phone with him, because he was like, I didn't know very many of the songs. I was like, you're gonna know at least like 6 or 7 of these songs. And he's like, I didn't know as many. I knew like maybe one song, and I was like, what? And I looked it up, and I was like, what? So I texted my brother. So they didn't play Master of Puppets the night that my dad went. And I texted my brother, and my brother said that they're doing this thing where they're playing 2 shows in one place, and they're not repeating any songs between the 2 shows.
Right.
So there is an opportunity to go to a Metallica show and not hear them play Enter Sandman.
Yeah, which is like, I can't imagine that happening. Like, that's the style of it that I don't like. I don't like that gimmick where it's like,
no, I don't like it at all.
Yeah, where it's like, you don't know, who knows? Because if they again, it's all in the announcing. If they were like, "Hey, we're playing Master of Puppets," and that's it, then I can decide, is Master of Puppets enough for me to want to go to this thing?
Well, I think they are. Well, I don't know if they're telling people like tonight's the Enter Sandman night or tonight's we're playing Nothing Else Matters. I don't think they're doing that, but they are telling people the format. Like they are telling people, hey, we're not playing every song every night.
Right. I just like how do you decide like which one to go to? Because I would be so pissed if I had never seen Metallica and they didn't play Master of Puppets the night I went.
Yeah,
but I guess it would depend on how big of a Metallica guy you are. Because I'm not super huge, you know.
That's the tough thing. They're going and they're selling maybe 120,000 tickets or something. I don't know how big the stadiums are, but say 120,000 tickets, something like that. Maybe even more than that because they fill out the floor too. So maybe close to 200,000 tickets. And you're doing such a hardcore fan set list type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you better know a lot of the B-sides or you're not going to know a lot of these songs. It's still going to be amazing because it's Metallica, but it's like, I just don't, I don't like it at all. And I think I like, people pay a lot of money to go see you. We talk about Radiohead all the time. Play creep, you son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you're an artist, okay? You're a cockeyed artist from England, right? Weirdo, who misspells Tom, you know? But play creep. That is the song that made most of the people who know who you are. It bought you your house, dog.
Right.
Play the song. So, like, Radiohead, amazing band. I'm not saying they're a one-song band. They have a lot of great songs. I love to make fun of them because Radiohead fans get really mad, but play the big song. And so Metallica is doing this thing where they're playing half the songs one night and half the songs the other night. I'm looking at it. It looks like my dad saw the better night, in my opinion. But he didn't see Nothing Else Matters, and he didn't see Sad But True, and he didn't see Seek and Destroy, and he didn't see Master of Puppets.
Right.
And so it's like, here, I'll bring up the set list. We'll go Windows so I can switch back and forth. So this is the first night. They always start with playing they don't play the song. They play the tape. AC/DC's Long Way to the Top. And then the Ecstasy of Gold. And I'm not going to go song for song, but this is the first set list. And for the big songs, you've got Nothing Else Matters, Sad But True, Fuel, Seek and Destroy, Master and Puppets. Right?
Yeah. I would say Creeping Death is a song a lot of people know.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
And then night 2, you've got For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ride the Lightning, Lux Eterna. I think that's from the new album, right?
Yeah, that's the new single. That song fucking rocks.
It's a really good song. Yeah. The Unforgiven, Moth into Flame, One, Enter Sandman. So, like, if you take these two and you handshake them and you put the bangers on one, that's like an all-time show. So, like, why don't you do 2 all-time shows? Because my brother said most people are buying tickets to both shows. And I also would say, hey, also bullshit. Because now I got to pay to see Metallica twice. Like, this is already an expensive show, you know? So, like, that, it's in my opinion, it is annoying. They can do what they want. I would still probably go see Metallica. You know what I mean? Like, they're an amazing band. I'm sure even I'm missing a lot of good songs. We're going to talk about our favorite Metallica songs. My list is very basic, bitch. Like, I'm probably going to disappoint my brother with my list. But they're one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time, one of the greatest bands America has ever produced. So, like, it's going to be a good show. They're a great live band, all that stuff. But, like, come on, man. Play the songs. You can't have a Metallica show without Enter Sandman, unless it's like a little tiny show where you're playing 4 songs and you want to get a little quirky. I get that. But, like, if you're doing a stadium show...
You play one quirky song, and then I imagine that you play 3 songs from the combined list that you and I are going to put up. Like, you're like... it's a difficult thing because, like, I want to obviously give clearance to the artists to do their thing, but yeah, at a certain point, it's like, look, man, I paid to see Enter Sandman. Like, even if I've seen you 100 times, guess what I want to see? I want to see Enter Sandman. every time. You know, like
yeah, even the hardcore fans love Master of Puppets. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
The
you got to
other...
be some sort of exhausting dork to be like, oh man, they only played the good songs.
Right. I would have preferred if they played Escape Trapped Under Ice, which is also a great song, but on the list,
There's not enough from Saint Anger.
Right. I want to hear Frank tick 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 tock.
By the way, spoiler alert, Frantic is on my list.
You son of a bitch.
My lifestyle determines my death style, dog.
Dude, for the 200th episode, we should do some kind of monster review, since we talk about it so goddamn much.
We should do it. Yeah, we should definitely do it at some point. If we don't think of a better 200th episode, I'm down to do that. But that is in 7 months. We might want to do that sooner. But
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we definitely need to do some kind of monster review. And anybody out there who hasn't, we talk about it all the time. Anybody out there who hasn't watched it, you are doing yourself a disservice by not watching some kind of monster.
The best 3.5 hours you could spend.
Is it that long?
It's like 3.5 hours long. Yeah. Sometimes
it was so long.
Sometimes
even that's annoying.
Sometimes I'll go and I'll just watch the clip that's the bass auditions.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
And there's a particular reason which my list will make clear, but also it's so great where Lars is telling them, like, I want to just hang out all day with these dudes. I think it's a disservice to them if we are hanging out by ourselves. It feels weird. And he's like, yeah, but that guy James goes, well, he doesn't seem to mind. And he goes, well, it's not about what he said. It's about how I feel. And then James is like, okay, I hear you. It's Metallica doing therapy speak is so funny because James is like, I hear you, straight. But you know, sometimes if we leave things up to feelings, it's not so much how we're feeling as it is how you're feeling to Lars. And it's like, come on, dude, you sing Motor Breath, you sing Metal Militia, dog. Like,
it's just, I just feel like it's stock.
It's fucking stock. I'm allowed to have my opinion. Here's my weird Nordic dad who doesn't play an instrument. Anyway,
my wizard father.
Yeah, we came up with 10 songs each. Neither one of us know the other one's list, and we're trying to come up with, these are my non-negotiable. These are my deal breaker. I need these songs to be played at the Metallica show that I go to in my mind.
Yeah, and then the ones that are common on both of our lists are the definitive, hey, stupid, play these songs.
Yeah, they make it to the ultimate list.
Yeah. So we'll go back and forth.
Okay.
And then if it matches, the other person doesn't have to say that song. I'm really doing no particular order, but I might in my head like say the next top one first, you know what I mean? But it doesn't have to be that way. But like I said, mine is very basic bitch plus frantic. So
right.
And I don't think Frantic's on your list. So
I hate to tell you, at the Metallica show that's happening that we booked, Frantic is actually on the writer as a song not to play.
Dude, I would be so stoked. We talk about being excited when you hear a song live. I would be so stoked if they played Frantic.
How does Frantic go, Andrew?
I just know 2 lines.
That's all you need.
The tick, 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 tick. And my lifestyle determines my death style.
Well, that one's easy to remember because it's tattooed on your chest, right?
Yeah, it hurt real bad. It just healed. Yeah,
right across the collarbones.
So you can go first.
All right, number 1, without question, my favorite Metallica song in their entire oeuvre, "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
Okay, yeah, that one's on mine as well. That one's on mine. I'll knock that one off.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's that bass riff at the beginning that sounds like a guitar is masterful. The riff is awesome. Like, it's just everything that I want out of a song that, like, hey, I have to lift something heavy. These are all I have to lift something heavy songs.
Yeah.
Put on For Whom the Bell Tolls. See if I don't lift something heavy. And
James, the way that he sings the chorus, "For whom the bell tolls. Like,
Yeah.
it's just fucking, it hits so hard. So yes,
Dun, 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 dun.
For Whom
Yeah.
the Bell Tolls on the list. I'm just going to get it out of the way. I would be shocked if this one was not on both of our lists. I might shut the studio down. This would be worse than me leaving the monorail episode off of my Simpsons episode list. Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets is on the list, obviously.
It is maybe the best metal song ever written.
It's again, that guitar riff is like, it's
timeless.
It's like they hooked a machine up to a dude that was running 1,000 miles an hour, and then the EKG of that is the riff. You know what I mean?
Well, that's one of those things that you can show like somebody who doesn't like guitar music and isn't into heavy metal and like all this stuff. You just play the beginning of Master of Puppets and they're like, oh, this shit hits hard. This shit bangs.
Every YouTube video that's rapper reacts to Master of Puppets.
Oh yeah.
The same
I
response.
click that shit immediately and watch the first 45 seconds and I'm like, okay, this rapper gets it.
All right. We're doing good so far. I'm throwing from my list, it might be the latest Metallica song that I have on here. I'm going with Fuel.
Oh, Fuel's a good one. Fuel's not on my list though.
Oh, give me that which I desire, dude.
Yeah,
give it to me on my list. It's like weirdly groovy. It's like a groove Metallica song. In the chorus, fuel what I burn, fuel is like that part is really not Metallica-y. And so and it's like that might be there's one song that's later in their discography that I have on here, but yeah, I love that song. It fucking rocks.
I'm gonna sound like such a fucking pretender at this point. What Metallica song is it where it's like, down, I'm your light, I'm your da da da.
That's Sad But True.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Sad But True is the first one that I wrote down. Okay, cool. Okay. I wanted to make. Sometimes I disconnect the chorus from the verse, and I had a little bit of a brain fart. I wanted to make sure I put that on my list. So I'll just say that's my next song. Sad But True is
also on my list. It is sometimes regarded as the heaviest shit that anybody's ever written. That fucking guitar riff of bam, 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 bam. That also used for American Badass by Kid Rock, but we don't have to talk. We don't have to talk about that.
The Hetfield's vocals on that song, just, very very good.
It's an incredible, just like very simple. But again, you're just like, this wall is in my way. What do I need to do to get this wall out of my way? Yeah. For intros, I don't know that there's a song that I love by Metallica more than the intro to Seek and Destroy. That's on my list.
Seek and Destroy is on my list as well. It's very, very good. I have an intro that I like almost as much, or maybe as much. But
it's funny now to listen to Seek and Destroy because James Hetfield is so young.
Yeah.
Whenever they recorded that song, like it barely sounds like him. Like, and he's kind of just yelling. That
song hits very hard. There's only like one or two of these songs that aren't like fucking, like you said, run through a wall songs. I'll go with one that, if I had to guess, is probably not on your list, but it is a big song.
Okay.
It's a cover. Their cover of Bob Seger's "Turn the Page."
Oh, it is not on my list. I do like "Turn the Page." I thought you were going to go "Whiskey in the Jar," which is that cover is hilarious.
Yeah. I forgot they did that one.
"Whiskey in the Jar."
They played that on one of the nights.
But yeah, "Turn the Page." It's good. It just never really. Garage days, back in the old CD days, was quite a bit of cash for me to spend on a bunch of covers for back then. So I never got around to really digging into Guitar Days. Same reason why like any of the Metallica with the orchestra songs aren't on here. That CD was like $24. So
fuck that.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Why did Dusty get into the Clash? $8 greatest hits CD from the Clash.
That's why Andrew got into the Ramones.
Yeah, right in the pocket. All right, then I'll return the favor because there's some other ones on here that I assume are all on the list together. The latest Metallica song from Death Magnetic, which I think is a great fucking album by them. The song Cyanide. Do you know this song?
I don't know. I feel like my brother sent me this song. I feel like Jacob sent me this song, but I'm not sure.
It's great. I put it on when I used to go running. I just put on all Metallica. I made an all Metallica playlist. And this one came up on shuffle, and I was like, God damn, this song.
Oh, wait, this is the album that released in 2008. He did not send me this song. I think Jacob and I listened to this song a lot. Listened to this album a lot.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Pretty, like, really great album. That's my favorite song off that album. But I wouldn't expect it to get played at the live show. I would just be stoked if they did.
Yeah, not on my list. Not on my list. I'm gonna go with Unforgiven.
The Unforgiven. I dub thee on the list.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
It's another one of those where, like, you know, they always talk about Nirvana and the Pixies sort of perfected this loud, quiet, loud idea. Like
Chappelle does it. Dave Chappelle does it now.
Yeah, and it's the Unforgiven kind of has that because the verses, or it's the chorus. The chorus, I guess, is sort of like melancholy, and then the verses like hit really hard. Yeah, like and yeah, I I almost put all three Unforgivens on here just to see if I could make sense of the goddamn story if I had all three of them, you know, because I like the song The Unforgiven 3 quite a bit, but
I've never heard the other two.
The Unforgiven 3 is like about pirates. It seems like to me. Yeah.
I'm in.
So
you got pirates? You got Andrew.
You got Andrew. You better start believing in ghost stories. You're living in one.
You're in one.
Yeah.
Did I do? I think I did my pirate. I did my pirate voice last week. I'm gonna do it every week.
Oh yeah, that's
down to Davy Jones' locker.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I went and saw Metallica. I threw my leg at the stand at Lars.
Lighty-die.
Lars' dad definitely knows some pirates.
Yeah. Scandinavian pirates, they exist.
Scarier than normal pirates.
Yeah. I'm going with Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah, that one's on mine.
Yeah.
So one of the coolest guitar songs, in my opinion, like, which is a little bit of irony because they are a metal band, but the acoustic work on this song is fantastic. So one of the first things, I didn't learn the whole song, but like the ding 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 ding, that part, my brother taught me when I was just learning how to play guitar, and I played it constantly.
And that electric solo, that whenever Kurt comes in, like there's a making of this song, or maybe just the Black Album in general, and I think Kurt Hammett had been voted like the best guitar player in metal or some shit on some Guitar World thing, and Bob Rock just kept.
That's not Nothing Else Matters. I think that's on. Isn't that on fucking?
It's not some kind of monster,
it's not on Some Kind of Monster.
No, unless they're showing
where he says,
old.
"Give me the Guitar Player of the Year" version.
Yeah, unless they're playing an old clip, which they might be. But he's like being a real asshole to Kurt Hammett, where he's like, "So that's the Guitar Player of the Year. That's what the Guitar Player of the Year is going to play." And he's like, then he goes in there and fucking shreds it, and it's incredible. But that's a great song. And again, sort of shows the Black Album is all about this, like the range that they're showing, that they can play more than just really fast thrash metal.
Well, Hetfield said that he was ashamed to even present this song to the band because it was vulnerable and like about a relationship and shit.
Right.
But it's incredible.
Mustaine wouldn't have put up with that shit for sure.
Mustaine is a bitch. Mustaine's a Megadeth, mega bitch.
Mega bitch. It's spelled the same way.
Yeah.
B-E-T-H.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's your turn.
We'll just get it out of the way, man. Once again, I'll shut the studio down. Enter Sandman has to be on the list.
Well, here's the thing, Andrew. It's also on my list. Of course it is.
I was gonna say we're gonna go dark. We're
That's-
gonna go black. How black can this stream get?
None more black. Yeah, and also, guess what? It's a great song. It's been a great song the whole time. It will forever be a great song. What do you want? You know,
I think Jacob threw his copy of the Black Album out the window, if I remember properly.
The initial time that he listened to it.
Yeah, I think Jacob, we'll do a corrections department next week if that's not true. But I've for some reason I feel like a girl that you knew had that CD, and you threw it out the window or something like that. But I can't remember properly.
That doesn't sound.
I'll text him right now and see.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right because I think he likes Load and Reload, which are the ones that are like the ones people end up having a problem with. Or maybe I'm wrong and I'm besmirching Jacob's good name by assigning him liking Load or Reload.
Jacob's got some. He's not predictable.
Yeah. Does he have as wild a take as Invincible might be Michael Jackson's greatest album?
Dude, those first fucking 6 songs. I'm telling you,
you will never give the goat up on this one.
Listen. I told you, I have conceded
right
that I overspoke by saying that it's his best album.
It's almost a reflex. Like if I say some shit about Invincible, you immediately come back.
Jacob did throw a copy of the Black Album out.
Wow, that's very funny.
I'm saying we're talking about the podcast, Metallica on the podcast, and I didn't want to misspeak.
Okay.
But listen, I'm pulling up title right now. We're looking at the first few songs of Invincible again. Okay.
We're relitigating.
But the thing is, you don't know these songs, so it's a problem. But Unbreakable, Heartbreaker, Invincible, Break of Dawn, Heaven Can Wait, You Rock My World. That's a really good run of songs. That's 6 songs. Okay. Heaven Can Wait, a lot of people would probably disagree with me on. But then it kind of falls off a little bit. 2000 Watts is good. He's got Speechless. He gets real sad. He goes sad boy on this one. But at the beginning, banger, 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 banger. I'm telling you. Listen to Invincible, boys.
That's, I think that's fine. But
does your girlfriend like MJ? I mean, your wife?
Actually, I don't know. We know it doesn't come up.
We're going to listen to those first 3 songs in the car tomorrow. Okay?
I bet you we're not.
We're going to listen to some bullshit Neutral Milk Hotel.
No, she hates all my stuff too. So
he said, I was driving a girl around, and out of all the CDs in my wallet, she put in the Black Album. I ejected it, threw it out the window, and asked her to pick something else. Okay, so I got it almost right.
Okay, is it those songs versus I want to be versus want to be starting something? Baby Be Mine, The Girl Is Mine, Thriller.
I told you. It doesn't hold up against Thriller. Okay, but it's closer than a lot of people think it is with how good those songs are.
I will.
Good versus iconic are 2 different things.
Sure.
Because like I would put Heartbreaker up against Want to Be Starting Something like pretty easily.
Really?
Yeah, I think Heartbreaker is a better song than Want to Be Starting Something.
Okay.
Want to Be Starting Something's good, but it's like it's stock, bro. It's just stock. I just feel like it's stock. But yeah, I mean, Thriller wins, but it's just a closer fight than people think it is. He said he also threw a copy of Chocolate Starfish out the window on release day because I hated it. I now like both albums.
Well, Chocolate Starfish does have the Rollin' remix with DMX, Method Man, Redman. Can't say anything bad about that.
Dude, I don't know shit about Chocolate Starfish.
It's got My Way.
Hell yeah, dude, that's all it needs. That is a Limp Bizkit album for those wondering.
Yeah. What is the other big song? You know what? Doesn't matter. What's your Metallica list? What are we on?
Oh,
it's my turn. I'm putting one on there.
Not on my list. I like
what?
one. Not on my list. Frantic took its spot.
You motherfucker.
I'll switch it. Listen,
no,
we'll do a switch.
No.
We'll do a switch.
You stay
because
with
one. You got to play one.
Right.
So I'm switching it. But
you stay
Frantic,
with
Still would be excited to see Frantic.
It sounds like you're changing that pick frantically.
I did frantically change that pick.
Yeah.
The pick. Yeah, one very good. I don't like the video like everybody else does. Not a big video guy. The intro's way too long. I don't like when you do a music video and there's talking over the music. I don't like all that stuff. But One as a song is a phenomenal song. It's a fantastic song.
Yeah, the And Justice for All, the album, really stretches my ability to listen to long instrumentals. Because every song there's like 9 minutes long. It's punishing you, essentially.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Yeah. And then that's why they went to the Black Album. Because it was like, well, we went as far as we can go this one direction. Now it's time to go the other way.
Yeah. Sorry, Andre 3000. I need words in my songs. Okay?
Yeah. I like words in my songs.
So
I got 2 left. So I imagine that would hopefully.
Yeah, I deleted. Yeah. I think I deleted one that wasn't. So I only have one left.
Okay.
Battery
on the list.
Okay.
Hell yeah,
that's the one where I said the intro is like the intro to Battery is very good.
Battery. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Very good.
So then last on my list, actually one that you brought up for the playlist we were looking at, Creeping Death, which is on Master of Puppets, I believe. That's the one about the weirdly the exodus of Moses and the Jewish people.
Dude, metal bands are so weird.
It's the whole story about how the firstborn sons were getting killed in that story, and the plague and all that shit. That song rules.
Hell yeah, dude! It's not on my list, but hell yeah.
So
the do you have the list of the ones that match up?
I have the list. We Want to See, Unanimously, Seek and Destroy, Unforgiven, Enter Sandman, Master of Puppets, For Whom the Bell Tolls, One, Sad But True, Battery, and Nothing Else Matters. That's a good night.
How do you not do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, how are you going to be in Metallica and be like, hey, let's play. No, I'm not going to name a song. I was going to name the name of a song that I don't know. And there's a chance that this song's epic and amazing. And I don't want to shit on it. So if I was more familiar with the band, I could shit on one of the songs, but get rid of some of these songs, get them out of here. We need all these songs. These are 8 songs. You played 16 a night. So you could fuck around with half your set.
Yeah.
Play these songs.
These are the ones I need. I'm gonna have
play
to
the 8 bangers, and then don't double up on any of the other songs. That's fine.
Yeah. Play whatever you play your heart song for 8 of them, but give me these 8. These are the 8 I want. Yeah. All right.
I think it's a good list. I think
it's a good list. Andrew, I have to talk to you about something that I read about last week. This is in a similar vein as the cruise, but it's not a cruise. So
if it's not a cruise, I'm not interested.
I think you're going to have a good time here. You are familiar with Disneyland.
Certainly. I certainly am familiar with Disneyland. Okay. I've been there a couple times. I got sent there for free because I was dying.
And then joke's on them. Here you are.
Yeah, suck it.
Yeah. Make a
I ain't giving that money back.
Yeah.
You put my name on the marquee, and I lived, bitch. Have you seen that meme?
No.
That's me.
What's that? Yeah.
You haven't seen that one?
I don't think so. Yeah, when's the last time you've been to Disneyland?
I think grad night. So I think 2008.
Yeah. Also for me, I'm also a young man. So last time I went was grad night. Who cares what year it was?
That's the
oh yeah,
I lived, bitch.
The stepdad, right?
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. One of my favorite memes going right now is I lived, bitch.
Yeah, the last time I went 2002 probably. And I like a theme park, but I like rides. Disneyland not as big on rides for me. I like a Magic Mountain.
Yeah, I'm a big Magic Mountain guy if you gave me the choice. But if you gave me the choice right now, I might do Disneyland because it's been so long since I've been there. And I can just go and booze and then just Disneyland is an impressive place. So I'm sure there's something fun for me, you know?
I like a Knott's Berry Farm also.
Never been. I've heard it's cool though.
Pretty fun.
Universal Studios, sneaky fun.
I had a great time when me and my betrothed went on our honeymoon to Universal Studios. Except the Jaws ride was broken, and they had the pool, like they drained the pool, so then you just see the dumb Jaws, like animatronic, and it's like,
that ruins the
magic. It's
it's
really not that impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, at Disneyland, they offer a thing called the 33 Club.
Oh yeah.
Which is like it's like ultra high roller. You get all these amenities and all of these benefits and all this stuff.
Club 33
or Club 33, yeah. And there was a couple who was a part of this who got kicked out and then sued to try to get back in, and they were denied by a jury of their own peers. So now they're spilling the beans on Club 33. Like,
you can't spill the bean. That's the first rule of Club 33.
That's you
don't talk about Club 33.
No, that's also the second rule. So Scott and Diana.
Turns out.
Yeah. See rule 1 if you're confused about rule 2. Scott and Diana Anderson wanted back in to this club that's been there since 1967.
Do we know why they were kicked out?
We do know.
Okay.
And it was the only place for years where you could get a drink of alcohol in Disneyland.
Yeah, and people talk about how it's like this super exclusive thing. I've seen some shitball friends of mine hanging out in Club 33. So
yeah, you have to be on a waiting list for a long. These people were on a waiting list for 12 years to get into this Disneyland club, right?
We got to talk about Disney adults one of these days because some of the biggest weirdos in American culture. But
do you want to guess how much it cost them the first year to get into this thing? So they're on the waiting list for 12 years. And then the first year that they're allowed in, they have to pay dues to be in the club. Do you want to guess how much the dues were?
$1,000.
$50,000.
What? See, that's the thing. I've seen friends in there, and there's no way the people that I saw in there paid. Maybe you get like a day pass. Somebody gets lucky, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go to Club 33?" Like something like that. But
you can use the club up to 80 times a year, right? And then they were in this club. They had been in it for over 5 years, but now they were starting to get upset. Their favorite chef had retired, so the food had gone downhill.
Oh, dude, honestly, I have a feeling we're going to end up siding with the people in this one because I hate Disney and they're evil. But I hate these people.
Yeah,
their favorite chef in Club 33 retired. No.
In 2017, Scott was discovered by park security keeled over on a bench in California Adventure at one of the satellite lounges. Right.
So he's just hammered?
Yeah. So the guard smelled alcohol on him, and he was saying that he had a vestibular migraine triggered by red wine. So that he'd had some red wine.
I've had some weird red wine experiences lately. I like red wine more than I like white wine, but a couple times recently I have drank red wine and felt my heart beating out of my chest. So I wonder if, maybe me and Scott have something, the same stuff going on.
So apparently there had been some other minor offenses that they'd been like chastised for. And so after he was found, they were kicked out of Club 33 forever. And then they spent $400,000 to sue Disneyland to try to get back in. And we're seeking $231,000 in damages. The jury found the jury basically said they lose. Do you want to guess how long the jury deliberated?
3 minutes.
45 minutes. Just about as long as it took for them to find out OJ was innocent, right?
Yeah, the problem is like a place like Disneyland has their stuff covered. You know what I mean? Like you heard about the guy who died at Disney, and his wife sued for wrongful death because a woman died at Disney because she ate something she was allergic to, and
yes, I think I have heard of this.
Her husband sued for wrongful death, but the Disney argued that they can't go to jury trial. They have to go into arbitration because the husband had signed up for Disney Plus free trial in the past. And in the free trial, it says that you have to litigate with Disney in arbitration.
Yeah. And that you like waive your rights to certain things by signing up for Disney Plus. And it's like,
This is Scott and Diana, by the way.
Like no legitimate judge is going to assume that by signing up for the streaming service that you've waived all rights for future litigation against Disneyland.
Yeah, it's the scummiest bullshit I've ever heard.
So you want to know the worst part to the Andersons about Club 33 over the years?
We haven't heard the worst part yet.
No. 80% of the members are selling access, Andrew.
They're subletting?
Yeah, because you get tickets. You get tickets to the park as part of your membership, so you can sell those tickets online. But it's quote-unquote prohibited by the bylaws. And they're selling the merchandise online, Andrew. You get access to special merchandise drops only for Club 33 members. And then guess what? You'll see them shits online.
All these normies out there who didn't pay $50,000 to have this logo on this corporate logo on their chest.
Yeah, a lot of it is to pay the dues. The dues are $32,000. I think they had to pay $50,000 because they had to pay for like the first year plus something, whatever, you know.
Damn it!
And it's just so weird. Like the people in this article are talking about it. Like one of the things you get to do is you get to go into Walt Disney's personal apartment that was like on the grounds, and everything is like it's exactly as it was, or you know, era accurate or whatever. And they're like, you could use Walt's bathroom. Walt Disney pooped in there, and now I pooped in there.
Dusty, how much would you pay to do that? To go into Walt Disney's apartment?
I don't know. How much is it to tour Hearst Castle? I think it costs us $45. $45.
Yeah,
bucks
I pay like
about...
I give him like $25.
Yeah,
I could see what Walt Disney's apartment looked like. I'd do something like that. That's not a perk of a $33,000 or $50,000 membership. Join a country club, you weirdos. If you want to be part of the elite.
They own a golf course, Andrew. They don't need it.
Who owns a golf course?
The Andersons.
Then what are you doing? It's the tackiest way to spend money. I can tell you that. Like, it's cool to take your family to Disney. It's cool, like all that stuff. But if you want to like be part of the exclusive Disney club and you get to sniff Walt Disney's boxer shorts and you pay extra money for that, you're a weird person.
Yeah, you get a VIP. You get 5 VIP tours per person per year, which is essentially like a skip the line thing to go on the rides and all of that. Like you get like a personal Disney employee that, like, you know, chauffeurs you around. And you can take 10 people with you. Your park fees are waived, and you get 100 park tickets for guest. And then Scott, in this interview with the Hollywood Reporter, they go, so the park fees are always covered, and he goes, right. Club 33 is really a glorified annual pass. Then why are you paying $40,000 for it, dude?
And why are you fighting to get access to it again?
Yeah, because you get.
It's not that cool anyway. You know what? She was never that pretty, bro. I was always too good for her.
Yeah. That's well, you get actual liquor and food inside Club 33, and you can see the trophy room. I mean, that's worth something.
What trophies? best park?
Yeah, you get to ride the Lily Bell, which was Walt's personal car on the Disney Railroad train.
God, I don't care.
No, that's not doing it for you.
Fuck, I don't care. Just the amount of money that people are willing to pay just to like look like I when we do radio events, I've been advised so many times to do like a VIP area, and I refuse every goddamn time.
Yep.
Because I say, no, we're not going to charge people extra money to feel special because they're standing behind a rope. Like, That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm not going to allow it at any of my shit. I don't care if it costs us money. And we're bleeding money, Dusty.
It's actually your strong moral stances that are costing this company money.
It's costing me raises.
The Hollywood Reporter asks, isn't the food in Club 33 supposed to be really good? Diana says, it was when Marcel was there.
Then go to whatever restaurant that Marcel works at now.
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, I don't like
waffles at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No problem. Marcel hates you. Marcel doesn't care about you. Marcel works at Disneyland. That's it.
That's what it is. It's annoying when people know the name of the person that they like at a normal restaurant.
Right.
Like the people just like having the inside dope. They like having the extra fucking information. Like, we know it's Marcel here. Okay, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. You guys.
He'll come out and he'll slice the prime rib for you. Guess what? When Marcel goes home, he talks shit about you, dog.
Yeah, there's these two fucking morons who own a golf course who think we're friends.
The Hollywood Reporter. There are no blackout dates or anything. Diana, correct. Unless they close the club down early because they have Tom Hanks coming for Thanksgiving. Guess what? He's Tom Hanks, bro. Who are you? You own a golf course in Scottsdale. So,
but also,
I mean,
I love Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Why are you doing Thanksgiving at Club 33 at Disneyland?
You know, he enjoys himself. He's having a good time.
He has a mansion.
He played Walt Disney. You know,
give a shit what he played, Dusty.
Rebel Wilson got in trouble for taking pictures where she's not supposed to.
She's a rebel, dude.
Yeah, she got suspended for 30 days. They're pissed because she didn't get kicked out permanently.
Whatever is she gonna do?
Yeah. Katy Perry's offering access to the lounge for charity for $160,000. Boo, Katy Perry.
I gotta sit here and enjoy my prime rib next to some sick bald kid.
It's just these people are crazy because they're upset now that they're not in it. So they will say things like, she says it's a cult and Walt's the Messiah. You were in the cult. And if it were up to you,
$50,000 to use his bathroom.
If it were up to you, you'd still be in the cult. It's not
kicked you out.
Yeah. It's not like whenever Leah Remini leaves Scientology and then goes and spills the beans on Scientology and you're like, man, that's a lot of fucked up shit. I'm glad you got out. Good for you. They would be in right now if Disney would have them. Disney
Leah
doesn't
Remini is not knocking on the Clearwater, Florida gates. But let me back in or I'll do another documentary.
Right. She figured it out.
Listen, I was wrong. I thought we were going to side with the people on this one because Disney's evil. I hope these people I hope they ban them from the park forever.
Yeah.
And I hope they don't. I hope they can't even go. I hope they lose their golf course.
They've been back to the parks because they weren't banned from the parks. They just can't go to Club 33. Guess what? Experience isn't the same. It's not as good, bro.
God, I fucking hate these people.
So the Hollywood Reporter does ask, like, okay, you've spent a lot of money to be a member and you didn't get a refund. Why are you taking this legal route? And Scott is like, well, one, they said that they impugned my integrity because now I'm quote unquote the drunk guy in the park.
It's very funny.
And then
shouldn't have been the drunk guy in the park.
And then two, it's all the friendships they had. So now they can't go to Club 33 with all their homies. And their homies feel bad when they're like, hey, we're going to pop into Club 33. And now you, the drunk guy, can't go. And I also would like to point out, like, an important thing, you know, and like you said, maybe this isn't the funniest podcast we've ever done, but like, nobody thinks about you as much as you think that they do. Like, in general, like society wise, whenever you're walking around and you're like, oh shit, I made a faux pas at the DMV. That guy's probably going to talk about me forever. That guy's not going to. That guy's worried about his own thing, you know.
Do you hang out with these? So you don't hang out with these friends outside of Club 33? Oh, so they're not your friends. Like, oh, I lost out on all my friendships because the one place they'll hang out with me, I am now not allowed to go to.
We'll hang out at the park, but then like they'll want to go to Club 33, you know, to cool off because it's cooler in there. than it is anywhere else, and they want to get a beverage. But now I can't go, and I don't want my friends to feel bad. So
shouldn't have got drunk, Rummy.
Should...
They must, dude, it wasn't just that he was laying down on a bench. There's
well, they say that there were some other things, but then she got in trouble for cursing because they tried to cut her off at a dinner. They tried to cut the wife off.
So they're two just alcoholics.
It's just one of those things where it's like, I want back in. They won't let me back in. I don't know what you thought the legal precedent was for being allowed back into this place. And why would you want to go? What insane thing it would be if I won the access to go back to this place they kicked me out of. And now I'm like, hell yeah, fuck you, bro. I'm here. How about that?
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah, you're just sitting there now on Club 33 with a smug look on your face, and everybody's not happy that you're there.
Yeah, where's Marcel? Where's what's he up? That's probably why Marcel quit. But yeah, it was just because I didn't know that this place existed and all of those things. Like, that's insane to me to spend that kind of money. I guess you get a lot of passes to Disneyland, but even who can go to Disneyland that much?
I actually don't think the picture I found was them. Hold on. This is them. And the guy's clearly trying to look like Walt Disney, which is very creepy.
Right. And he definitely looks like a dude who would drink red wine. And
they're holding up a fake white Oscar. Yeah. They attended a Club 33 event held at the Tower of Terror in October 2014.
Oh, yeah. You get to go to, like, dinner at the Haunted Mansion and shit they won't let the normies do who just pay to go to the park, like a regular person.
Oh, and that's fun. Dinner on an amusement ride that's not made for dinner. You just get to sit there with the dirty walls and in the place where they corral the normal people.
In rooms where the carpet hasn't been shampooed in 37 years.
Yeah, because there's no reason to. It'll be dirty tomorrow.
Yeah, there's we'll just rip it out. This
is just so cool. No, people don't get to do this normally.
Yeah. Well, I think it should get to hang out in the lobby. Great. I get to hang out in the lobby of a fake building to have dinner based on my love of this intellectual property. Like, it's a hard pill to swallow to pay to go to Disneyland. Because I would love to go to, like, the Star Wars land. That seems like it would be a lot of fun. They worked really hard on it. Seems like it has some cool stuff. There's a Millennium Falcon there. But then, when I'm staring down the bullet of the amount of money that it's going to cost me to go look at movie props, it's tough.
It's so expensive to go to Disney. And this guy said that back in the day, the reason that he fell in love with Disney is because back in the day, if you bought a full tank of gas, you get a Disney record. That's such a Grandpa Simpson. And I was on my way over there, and I had an onion under my belt, which was a style at the time.
We used to be a proper country, They'd give out 45s of Donald Duck singing "You Really Got Me Now" or whatever.
He said so. All of his records were Disney records, and his whole life was Disney music. You're making a weirdo. The making of a weirdo.
You can that Charlie Day meme of him putting up the red string. You can clearly see how it happens.
The domino meme. It's when I was 16, every high school in Arizona went to Disneyland for graduation. That's when I first saw the light in the window above the fire station, which is Walt's eternal light. I'm like, what is that about? Turns out the light was in Walt Disney's personal apartment. Then I found that right next to that is Club 33. I'm like, I would like to get into this club. We heard it cost $6,000, and this was more than 30 years ago. Then the invitation came, and it was 4 times what we thought it would be. Yeah, and you paid it, you asshole. So they paid a second. There's a $25,000 level of membership and a $40,000 level of membership. He started saving up for 12 years.
Yeah.
And every year it gets more expensive, so he's just chasing a dragon.
Right, he's having to sell membership stakes in his golf course. He doesn't even own the golf course anymore. He's lost the forest through the trees so that he can so that he can have tea time on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride or some shit like that.
This is just the worst thing. It's just you don't have to pay for the lightning lane or the genie pass or all that other garbage. He says.
Yeah. That's
Oh fuck! I hate these people. I'm glad they're sad. I hope they get kicked out of Disney.
Yeah, it's well, they did. Well, I guess they can go, but the magic's really gone.
Well, you used to get other privileges. You used to be able to ride the Lily Bell, which is what you talked about. But now they started selling that for $85 a piece. So even normal people can do that now.
I have to stand next to some guy who's just an accountant. How dare you? Yeah, it's just one of those. It came up on something I was reading, and I was like, okay, this is this is something I got to talk about, because we don't have to get into Disney adults. Like what you like. I love pro wrestling a ton. That's a niche weird thing that I'm into. I love superhero movies and comic books. I'm certainly not above any of these things, but I don't know what I would pay $50,000 to go to that's within any of my interests, like a year, man.
No. I mean, I get to go see the Comedy Store for $40.
Yeah,
that's about the only place I'd like to see. Go see the Comedy Store. I went. It was great. Been twice. Awesome. If they're like, hey, give me $50, I'll show you the green room. I'd be like, oh fuck, I don't know. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah,
but
what would you
$50 could pay for a lot of things.
What would you pay, like, for an annual pass to the Giants? Like, or the Yankees. Let's say you lived where you could go to Yankees games,
and I owned a golf course. Like, I have a lot of money.
Well, you have like basically the same amount of privileges. You have 5 VIP tickets or things a year.
I'm talking about, like, do I in this hypothetical, do I have like a lot of money? Am I a rich man?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. For one season?
Yeah.
Do I got where are my seats?
You have your pick of like general admission seats, but there is a lounge. You can go hang out in the lounge, and there's
$15,000.
Yeah,
$10,000.
Like, for the best WrestleMania experience that I could think of, I don't know what the best experience they offer is.
Only slightly better than what we did.
Yeah, we had a great experience. Yeah, $10,000 maybe. Like, it's such an obscene amount of money, and it's like how many times can you ride the Matterhorn? Like, or are you just hanging out in the lounge all the time? And if that's the case, you own a golf course that probably has a pretty decent bar.
Yeah, it's literally just you're paying for privileges. You're paying to be like, we get the gold star treatment here.
Yeah. I can smell the cushions that Walt Disney farted into 50 years ago. That's essentially what you're paying for.
They asked him for an apology letter. He wrote one, and then they still terminated him. That's very funny.
That was just that might have just been Kim. Let's see if we can get this guy to write an apology letter.
He had 2 beers and a glass of wine. That's what he's saying, between 12 and 3:30 p.m. And it was 9:30 p.m. that he was found on the park bench.
I don't know, man.
He couldn't stand up. He said he stood up and kind of sat back down on the beach right away because severe vertigo is a part of vestibular migraines. All he had in his pocket was his Club 33 card, so they called the club and reported me based on that.
Like he's the Joker in The Dark Knight. Nothing in his pockets but knives and lint.
He was there for a fantasy football draft, which is so funny.
Okay. Then I don't want to be friends with the people this dude's friends with. When did you stop drinking? 3:30. It's now 9:30. You've had severe headaches and vertigo.
You're just still hanging out at the park.
No one's tried to help you. Not a single friend. There's more. There's a dark underbelly to whatever this story is. Because I had a buddy who got vertigo. We took him home.
Yeah, vertigo's not fun.
No, like the time you came to my house and you were having a panic attack, we called the ambulance for you. Like, you're my friend. I want to help my friend if something bad is happening to him. These dudes just were like, fuck that guy. I'm riding. Oh man, do I know another Disney ride? I'm riding the Roger Rabbit ride. wherever Bill is, it's up to him.
We're going on the teacups.
Yeah.
I'll see you on Dumbo, bitch.
Yeah. Later, nerd.
So they've gone 3 times back, and they paid for Lightning Pass, and they didn't tell us how to use it.
Oh, man.
So we went on one ride, and then everything was sold out for the day. I'm like, are you kidding me? And while we were in line, Disneyland sold out, so we couldn't go to both parks. It wasn't any fun. She's like, turns out this place fucking sucks ass.
Turns out if you're just a normie, they'll just abuse you and take your money like some sort of capitalist corporation.
It took them 7 years to sue because Disney got a summary judgment basically saying we're just going to throw this out. So we went to appeals court, and then COVID. They subpoenaed Rebel Wilson, and she reviewed to Rebel didn't come take the stand.
No, I wouldn't imagine. She doesn't want to get kicked out of Club 33.
Oh fuck! Well, if she does it, she has to do it in a real accent, right?
Right.
Did you hear all that stuff about her having a fake Australian accent?
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think I doubt it's true, but there was like a rumor.
I muted all my Rebel Wilson news. It was overtaking my.
It's probably
phone.
for the best.
Yeah.
She looks like the cat from Alice in Wonderland.
The Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's. All right. You want to do some trivia? We'll get out of here.
Yep. I like where your head's at, dog. I'm a hungry boy.
You got things to do.
I gotta go see Marcel.
Yeah. Well, hopefully what if he worked in Bakersfield? Wouldn't that be a trip?
There was a link to his name. I'll find out what Marcel's up to because in that Hollywood Reporter interview thing where it said Marcel, it said his last name and it was in red. You can click it. So I wonder what Marcel's doing. So this is the Dozen Daily Trivia. It's ran by Barstool. It is the first 3 questions are sports and the rest are general American culture. We're going to start with the NFL. This wide receiver broke 1,000 yards as a rookie with the Patriots in 1996, and then a decade later in 2006 with the Cowboys.
Oh. Well.
I have no idea, Dusty. No idea.
Terry Glenn.
All right.
Drew Branch.
Terry Glenn. Oh!
Is that right?
It's our day in the sun. Terry Glenn. Here we go.
Oh.
Attaboy. So glad you're old, dude. MLB.
Yeah. Been playing Madden a long time.
Ricky Henderson played over 500 games for 2 American League teams. The Oakland Athletics and what other team? I know he's a Yankee.
Yeah. He played for the Blue Jays too, didn't he?
He was a Blue Jay.
But I think that was only like 2 years.
See, I don't think he played that many games for the Yankees, but that's the only one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, because I believe he only played 2 years for.
I'm going to be really annoyed that I don't get this question right if I don't get it.
Dude, we'll wait till after the trivia. I clicked on Marcel's link. You're going to be so mad when it takes you to.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Why not the Yankees?
And it's not the Orioles. I just don't think he played for the Yankees.
Or the Indians. Games. Did he play for the Indians?
He didn't play. I don't think he played for the Indians.
Or the Guardians.
He didn't play for the Twins. I'm calling them the Indians, bro. The Indians call them the Indians.
The Rangers.
See, I feel like he might have played for Texas for a little bit, but I don't think he played for them for that long. I'm going Yankees.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah. This is our day, bro.
Oh,
college basketball. God
damn
it.
No.
I hope this is about, what would I know? Tyler Hansbrough played for North Carolina. So let's see if that's about him.
Well, North Carolina or Duke.
Sindarius Thornwell, PJ Dozier, and Chris Silva led what SEC school to a 2010s Final Four appearance?
Couldn't possibly know any less what the answer to this question is.
Okay, so the SEC is like Clemson, right? Alabama.
Yeah, Florida, I think's in there. Maybe Miami.
Let's go. Let's go. I just don't. These aren't basketball schools, really. Let's go Clemson. You cool with that?
Clemson's good with me, man.
Wrong. Fuck. Our perfect score is done.
Yeah, we were so close.
Books. Inspired by Homer's The Odyssey. This Irish writer published the landmark novel Ulysses in 1922 and also wrote works like Dubliners and Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man.
I don't really know a lot about books.
O'Toole.
I believe Seamus O'Toole.
Cedric. Nope. Patrick. Nope. Patty
O'Houlihan.
Nope. I don't know, dude. I don't know who the fuck wrote Ulysses.
Sorry.
Glenn.
Colin Powell?
William.
Ooh, William's good.
William. None of these sound particularly.
William
Makepeace Thackeray. That's who we're going
with.
Hey. Celebrity Mashup. What's his name that married this fucking guy's name that married Gwen Stefani?
Blake Shelton?
Yeah.
Okay.
And which it probably isn't, but we'll go with this.
Yeah.
And I think, but I don't know her name.
Who are you thinking of?
The white mom from Modern Family.
Oh, that's Julie Bowen.
Julie Bowen.
Sure.
Wrong. I wonder if they're both wrong or which ones are wrong. I feel like Blake Shelton might be wrong. What snack brand makes the vanilla-flavored Vienna Fingers sandwich cookies? What the fuck are these fucking questions, dude?
I feel like we could have got a perfect score early in the game, when all the regular questions were around. Hostess? That's wrong, but I don't know.
What's the one? God damn it. It starts with a P.
Pillsbury?
No, it's a cookie. I think it starts with a P. Oh fuck.
Producers?
Dude, this is driving me nuts. It's
Pierre?
probably not even right. Stop saying things that it's not.
No, I'm trying to help. I don't know.
Fuck. Let's just keep going with this. I'm just gonna hit random letters and see if something pops up. All right, we're skipping this one. Television. Big Ang and Miami Monkey were spin-offs of this VH1 reality show that ran for 6 seasons from 2011 to 2016.
Oh, I have no idea. Flavor of Love?
We're doing Flavor of Love. Wrong. Man, it was so
promising at the start, right? Yeah.
The song Jai Ho won Best Original Song at the Oscars in 2009 for what movie?
Is that Life of Pi, maybe? That was Life of Pi 2009. I don't know.
Wrong. Music.
Right. Cool.
This rock band formed in 2001 with Patrick Stump as the lead vocalist and Pete Wentz as the lead bassist.
Hell yeah.
Finally!
Look,
something that we're going to get.
Right in the wheelhouse.
That is Fall Out Boy.
Look out, Radioactive Man.
I feel like there's something like... I'm not even going to try it. Listen, we got 3. Okay, I'm giving it.
Yeah.
I got to see... No, not leaderboard. I don't want to see all the people who did better than us. Keebler. I would have been wrong. College basketball was South Carolina. Celebrity mashup was Julie Bowen and Gerard Butler. That makes me mad. That
old mushmouth himself.
I still think that looks like Blake Shelton. But we got Julie Bowen, which is cool.
Yeah, that's a deep pull because I don't know. My face blindness.
She's got a very distinct mouth.
James
Joyce.
Oh, I know who James. I've heard of James Joyce.
Mob Wives. And Slumdog Millionaire. You're right, with the little Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, you want to movie it?
Yeah, let's do that. Harold and the Purple Crayon to Borderlands. Hey, you've seen Borderlands?
No, I never got to see Borderlands, unfortunately. Okay. Man, those are not fun or easy. Who's in Harold and the Purple Crayon?
Zachary Levi, Lil Rel Howery, Zoe Deschanel, Benjamin Botani, Tanya Reynolds, Jermaine Clement, Moon Baggage, Alfred Molina, Pete Gardner, Camille Guadi, Ravi Patel, Zell Avradopoulos, Boston Pierce, and a bunch of nobodies.
Okay, I think I got it. We gotta go.
Got it already?
Yeah, we gotta go.
God
We gotta go. Lil Rel Howery.
What's Lil Rel in?
He's in Free Guy, which has Ryan Reynolds in it. And Ryan Reynolds was in Red Notice with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who was in, let's say, Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart, who was in Borderlands.
We went for 4. 4 is not bad. I like 4.
Oh, man, Jack Black is in fucking Borderlands as a robot. I wonder if I could have got there faster. That's fine.
Trying to think. Well, Jack Black, I'm sure, is in something with somebody who is an elf.
Yeah. Well, he's probably in something with. He's in Anchorman with Will Ferrell. And
there you go. Yeah. So you go Jack Black, Anchorman, Will Ferrell, Elf, Zoe Deschanel, Harold and Purple Crayon.
Yeah.
Is that 3?
I think that's 3. So
Short as Possible 2. Zachary Levi is in Thor Ragnarok with Kate Blanchett, who is in Borderlands.
I did not recall that Zachary Levi was in Harold and the Purple Crayon. So, you know what? I'm happy with 4. 4 is a fine performance, you know.
I did say Zachary Levi was in the Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Or, I'm sorry, I didn't know Zachary Levi was in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah. I need you to...
the funniest movie ever written, Dusty?
Look, dude.
Oh, no, dude. Seriously. It might be the funny, like, even out of comedies, the funniest movie I've ever seen.
Look, man.
You know how many fucking people told me that, Dusty?
Look, like, I think you understand comedy. Taika Waititi gets comedy.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I'd argue which one's better.
I need you to go back to the...
though. He does have a funny name.
That's very true, yes. He was also in Free Guy, so I could have used him. I need you to go back to the Disney article real quick, because I need you to click on Marcel's name. I know we were going to wrap it up. I have to hear your reaction to this.
Okay, hold on.
This might, just to be fair to the listener, this might spin us down a rabbit hole. I could be derailing
33
the entirety of this
lawsuit.
podcast.
Hollywood Reporter. Okay, Hollywood Reporter. Let's see, it was good when Marcel was there. You fucking dumb bitch. Okay. Oh, Mice Chat, bro. It's a forum for Disney adults.
And go ahead and listen to that top.
Bring back Marcel St. Pierre. Club 33 misses you. All right, I know. You're all tired of my incessant grumbling. Haha. I don't blame you. This is written by Dave. This is not one of our people.
Yeah.
That being said, I really miss Marcel. I know Disney is promoting Andrew as their own Guy Fieri. Jesus Christ. But the club needs a chef who will listen to the members, who knows its members, and will develop a menu they can enjoy. They can all enjoy a bit more. Eliminating that ridiculous 5 and 6 course only menu with no a la carte options. Once again, it's Disney squeezing the guests for more money.
Can you imagine?
Please, Disney, kick your damn accountants out of the kitchen. Allow guests a little freedom to at least eat what they like. Andrew, are you listening? Same goes for you. We love you, buddy. You very clearly don't love Andrew. Yeah. But you've got to be more open to criticism and listen to members. A guest shouldn't leave hungry after spending $160, including tax and tip. You still have to pay for your food.
Yeah, food's not free. You
pay $50,000. You still have to pay for food.
Probably not if you're Tom Hanks or Rebel Wilson.
Some of you are too young to remember, but for a brief period in time, the club had a manager named Jeff Plum, and Marcel was the chef. Jeff left the company, sadly, never to return. I hate using the word never. Maybe Jeff will come back.
Maybe. Jeff doesn't seem like he's coming back, dude.
He took a substantially better job at the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah,
that's what it says.
Jeff and your wife are not coming home, David.
when Marcel and Jeff were running, and your dog left, and your dog hates you too.
Yeah.
When Marcel and Jeff were running the club, man, there was magic in the air. Members were treated like gold, no pun intended. What's the pun?
I think you can have a gold membership.
And yeah, it's true. And the positive energy flowed like a fine single malt scotch. I miss those days. He's posted 501 times.
There's also, if you go down further, a reply from a guy named Mr. Liver regarding bringing back Marcel St. Pierre. Club 33 misses you. Didn't Chef Marcel simply move to Steakhouse 55? Couldn't you simply go there if you were interested in his food?
Dude, Mr. Liver, I got to talk to you about something. You can't use simply. You can't use the word simply in two consecutive sentences, especially when you are kind of trying to throw shade and pretend that this guy's dumb. Okay? Yeah. It is redundant. You need to learn better syntax. This is a problem. But it's like somebody who uses LOL twice in the same sentence.
Right.
You're dumb.
Yeah.
You're a dumb person.
It is very funny to think that they're bemoaning Chef Marcel. Oh, the days of Chef Marcel, and he's just at a different restaurant at Disneyland.
Oh, David responded. He said, "Oh yes, many of us visit him, and also the former manager Jeff, who now works at the Big Thunder Barbecue. But darn it, Marcel belongs in the club." Oh, these people are the worst.
Big Thunder Barbecue does sound pretty good, though.
Man, a lot of these people are just being unsurprisingly, they're being just snooty at each other. Yeah. I don't think you got the memo, but members of this club no longer have a say in any management decisions. Why did they ever? So it's neither thank you, sir, may have another, or quit. Keep up the good fight, though. You and Ranchancho Panza both. There's Ranchancho Panza. You know Sancho Panza is?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Sancho Panza.
You are cultured, huh?
Yeah. LOL, you're so right. We simply cannot give up the good fight. And then there is a album called the Goofy album. Don Quixote, Goofy.
Yes.
Yeah. See that? I'm just about done with these people.
Oh man. Well, and I would have brought this to the podcast before, but I saw it on a different podcast, so but we might have to do this.
Okay.
There's a Disney adult dating app.
Ooh.
And you can go to the website and see the postings. And you put in like your favorite Marvel character and like what, like all that shit.
I'm looking for a Black Widow type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold the black.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? I'm more of a Thor Ragnarok kind of guy, if I had to say. If you want to know my humor, I'm a big Ragnarok guy.
Yeah. God damn it. Meet Upon Maine is what it's called. We're not doing it today.
Yeah,
we're not doing it today.
I don't like
it. But find your magical match.
Sure. I bet there's a Harry Potter one. I bet there's one for, everything. Because of course there is.
Yeah. Listen, dorks also need to have sex. They need to have sex with other dorks so as to not fraternize with normal people. You know what I mean? So like.
Right. We're keep the guardrails up, $24 every 3 months.
Yeah, you can what's the difference between, like, all these are the same except for no ads. Anyway, we'll go through this. We can dive in. Anyway, thank you. I want to look at these people.
Thank you to everybody who listens. We appreciate it very much. Thanks for hanging with us. Andrew dropped the socials at the beginning. Go look at my Instagram and try to figure out if I'm not posting because I'm lazy or if it's some sort of message.
It's an art exhibition.
Yeah, I'm dangsty. You see what
I'm dangsy, bro.
Yeah, you see what I did?
You're fucking. Dude. That joke was clanksy, bro.
No, dude, that's a Ragnarok level joke right there. that makes it past the first draft.
I feel like you could have written for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I feel like I really do.
The highest compliment. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back again next week because. Unlike Club 33, the Snark Marks podcast will let you in.
That's a good one. I want to be the minority. God damn it! I hope they play Minority tomorrow night.
Just want to hear Operation Ivy. That's it.